Hello and welcome Rahul. If you're watching me on my YouTube channel Ragma Talk Show, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. I always try to enlighten or throw light on certain topics which can give you deep vision, and better decision making abilities because data is something that we can rely on and data speaks the truth. Because whatever academics that we have been through, whatever knowledge we have assimilated, after all these slogging or academic period that we have gone through, we have accumulated more knowledge, and knowledge, experience, and etiquettes that we learn. Some part of that goes with our soul, it gets encoded in our deep memory that resides, that resides. And when we feel that metaphysical reality, we feel exactly how it aligns itself. And spiritual reality is nothing else but all alignment. If you have better alignment in your body, in your spirit, in your mind, especially your intuition is working well, then you will see that how subtle things are really very important to discern. I'm going to tell you exactly what happens in the spiritual realm. The person who is really synchronized, who is very, very deep level, who is connected with the universe, you will feel that their words are synchronized, their words are flowing very lightly, and it attracts. Whenever you listen to that person, you feel that it is giving you a soothing effect, and you are listening to a very mellifluous sound, melodic, very mellifluous sound, and you will not see any kind of cacophony in that very vibration of sounds that you are listening to. So such a profound impact of those people who are enlightened, who are synchronized, who are very well aligned inside, deep inside. Even they get might be after some struggle, if they deviate their path, then timeline collapses, past, future, present. Everything can be affected with their synchronicity. Sometimes if you're feeling that their voice is not synchronized, it is not mellifluous, it is not something which is very aligned, very deep intrinsically, you'll feel that it is not attractive. When you feel that it is not mellifluous, it is not attractive, it is not deeply aligned, it seems like a little bit of harder or cacophony it is going on, then what happened? You will feel that at that very time that person has gone derailed from a spiritual alignment. Such a profoundness of alignment, of a spiritual reality, of metaphysical reality. I'm telling you exactly all this truth. Nobody will tell you because they cannot really express it. It is ineffable, It is not describable. Such a subtle things, it is connected. I'm telling you, every heaven that you think of, hell, and or mere reality of earth, everything is in this life. You'll be able to feel that what moment you are living in, and everybody goes through that very phase. When you will be aligned, when you will be really in better mood or better really aligned with the universe, when your intuition will come faster, when your decision making will happen very well, and its outcomes, it productivity, and its it's inevitable consequences that is happening. If it is good, that means you will see that all the time you are living in a better life. Otherwise your environment will tell you whether you are living in hell or you are living in heaven. Because many times when you will go through bad time, you will see that around cacophony of birds like crows, and deep color of the sky. When you will be witnessing such an event, you will feel that something bad is happening in your life, because all the times you are listening to those cacophony and that is happening all around you. You are not in a better environment, and you will feel that. And that is that instance, that thing, I call it hell. But when you'll be aligned, when the environment will feel beautiful all around, when you're looking outward your balcony and you're walking on the street, when you'll feel that everything is well enlightened and brightened, and every voice, when birds are chirping really beautifully around, when you will feel that, you will feel that you're living better life, and around you some peace is really prevailing. and that is what you will feel in upcoming days. So this is difference between heaven and hell. When you'll be synchronized with the right mentality, and right spiritual alignment, you'll be able to feel all together all these things. Awakened soul understand, because everyone has to go through these journeys, and once they'll be able to figure out according to their intuition what is reality, many gates will open for them, spiritual gates that you won't even know. And it is not better to talk about all those things, and all those realities, because many things are such are such encoded that it won't be rationalized, and that is why it is not good to tell you all the things here in words on this platform. The platform has not been so developed, and when peoples are not even been developed, they don't have even reality in their mind. What is dharma, what is karma? They are just living their dogmatic principles. They are carrying dogmatic principles and to not having truth. If you are really carrying all those dogmatic principles, which is not validated through rational means, and even all things, if someone has written and all things you just believe in that God has done that, this is your falsehood. This is your understanding that contradicts that you are still a human. You are still living in very old and obsolete and what I say, very archaic infrastructure or structure is in your mind that you have built your all belief system around. So I would not tell you that you are still a human. Many people, even in human, these are the programs who are living in vague reality. They're not living in reality actually. They are living in such kind of programmed data that even they are not able to call themselves human. And that is what I call them. If you'll be able to distinguish yourself, if you understand exactly what can be called system, what can be interpreted as enlightened beings, and how higher beings can be given a status, not like this, but with a different way. When you understand exactly that the universe is a system, it has a conscious system, but not like that you imagine. Everything system is programmed. It will identify data as per its programming, it will give you the right results. When the data will not validate it, it will not give you the right results, and it may be that it will be giving you all the right data when you are matching its interface. But when you go very very molecular, very small, small details, you'll notice, you'll understand exactly that these are the feeding system. These are the system which is feeding, which is not even consistent what is happening in your system, in your brain. And that is why incisiveness, ability, adeptness, your intellectuality comes into place, how to stop yourself and how to understand exactly. Otherwise, it may corrupt your own personality. That is what will be compromised. And when your personality will be compromised, either it will lead you to depression, or it will lead you to madness, or schizophrenic. You may become, that kind of thing may happen, because many people are struggling with these kind of things, and that is why the thin line draws everything. You have to understand exactly how to carry yourself forward in this delusional reality, how to discard delusion, how to live in reality. And that is why many of the programs are still confined, many of the humans are still confined in low vibration, and that is why Matrix plays a role to stop them in their vibrating place, that they do not get aligned, they do not get activated. Otherwise, they themselves will be growing, but it would become difficult for Matrix to control all the people around, because there are many variables along with that. Your vibration, your frequency disrupts everything, many times. And if you are vibrating at good position, it will only leave you Matrix when you will pass certain threshold or certain test of the system. Then only you will be able to realize that you can get liberation. Otherwise, it will always attack you, will always try to confine you in a small places and a small spatial dimension that you will be vibrating all the time in. That is what is the reality. But if you really want to be ascended, you have to discard all this. You have to understand exactly how the system functions and what should be your role in decoding it. And once you understand exactly, sometimes you will understand exactly at each and every step. There are many names even in the spiritual world, or the system itself is calibrating your every move. When you become active, it is also active, and it is calibrating your all the move, because certain programs of it will be taking a very cognizance of you each and every time. So when your action gives bad message to the system or any variable of that very system, it will directly put the data in the system, feedback in the system, that this person is getting activated and going beyond normal. Then again, the Matrix come into play, and all the variables in it try to place that programs in front of you in a human form, all these things happen because it tries to test you. It will test you again and again until unless you don't become more incisive and anomaly in the system who can surpass and bypass all these mess, because the programs all around are really active, but the system itself has certain limitations, and you have to read those limitations. And once you understand its limitation, you'll grow higher, and you'll be able to take yourself such a high position that it will be very good. Your ascension will pave the way for millions of people to find their peaceful life, to find their ascension. Even in demographic place, you will see that your geographical positions will be uplifting itself, will be changing itself as per your frequency. That is what is the impact of this kind of things. And only 100 people in 100 crore, I'm telling you, if 100 people will be aligning themselves and ascending forward, that will be so impactful that it can change the fate of all the regional development even. And that is why all these wars is happening in this maze. And I cannot tell you exactly all the things in words because it is indescribable. When you go in beyond your own dimension, but beyond your own ability, you will see that we are living in a three-dimensional world. How can you describe a four-dimensional thing? Just take a timeline will describe you, but the four-dimension, if we assume it as a time, we just connect it with a space and a spatial time dimension because you are at a particular time at a particular space. Yeah, the fourth dimension could be time. So you understood fourth dimension, but if the fifth dimension will come, you have to think differently. How can you move back in time, back and forth in fifth dimension? It will be difficult to understand exactly, but it happens. It happens once you go in higher dimension. You'll feel that many realities will make sense to you. Not all the clear sense, but a little bit sense. You'll be able to calibrate everything around, and then you can look into all these things. So leading yourself in the spiritual world is one of the most pragmatic and important thing for you if you really want to liberate yourself. And if you don't want to liberate, if you want to live a simple life, then being in the matrix is not even bad. Many times matrix facilitate your normal and linear growth. You can adapt that and you can really go ahead. But we have been caught initially because I'm telling you, we have a little bit of intuition, a little bit of, I do not exaggerate or you don't boast about that, but I will say that initially we performed in such a way that the system itself taken care of ourselves and they intervened our path, and that is why we understood exactly what was happening to ourselves. Then we get activated and we took certain positions and we tried to make our thought process, our intuition, our knowledge base, making it more profound, making it more delicate, so that we can discern exactly what is happening within the system. And that is why I wanted to tell you, but everything cannot be described in words. I have given you a glimpse of that, and if you can apply its implications will give you the right result. Thank you for listening to me.